know what you're thinking. You might think yo-yoing is lame, but is this kid lame? No, that's what I thought. So we're basically just going to cover the basics of yo-yoing and how to get started and just some basic tips and tricks to help you learn how to yo-yo.
This might seem really simple, but you have to not put your finger through the loop that's already in it. You have to tie like a slip knot so it doesn't fly off your finger when you're throwing it. You have to make sure it's tight when you're throwing it. What you don't want to do is this, because then you could sit here all day looking like an idiot. And so instead, what you want to do is you want to loop it around your finger once, and then just keep wrapping it around the yo-yo until you're wound up.
Alright, so when throwing it, you don't want to just let your hand drop like this. What you want to do is actually backhand it, sort of. So instead of having your palm facing down, you want your palm facing up, and you want the yo-yo on top of your palm. And I would recommend putting the string on your middle finger, just because then it's kind of centered. And then basically you just want to whip it outward by just kind of going like this. And then when you whip it, the string or the yo-yo should just rest downwards. And you're gonna have to practice this because otherwise it's gonna be a little tricky. And then, yeah, that's pretty much all that you really need to know when throwing the yo-yo. Normally, when you throw a yo-yo, if it's responsive, that means it'll come back by just jerking it. So normally, if you just jerk it, it should come back. But this is a unresponsive yo-yo, so we can't just do that. And that way you can do more complicated tricks, because otherwise, if while doing in the middle of a trick, you would just have the yo-yo snap back on you. So when it comes to a unresponsive yo-yo, you have to do what's called a bind. And basically you just do that, which I'll explain in greater detail. Alright, so basically what you want to do is get a really good throw. So, second. Alright, so once you get a really good throw going, to keep it simple, you want to put your one finger here, your pointer, wrap it around like this, and then get the yo-yo resting on the string. And then you want to pinch the loop over here. And then when you pinch it and you drop it, and then you let it go, you'll kind of feel it jerk a little bit, and it should come back to your hand. And this is going to take a lot of practice, so it's kind of, you're definitely not going to get it your first time. And you're going to want to just practice your regular throwing in first, because I would recommend getting a responsive yo-yo that just comes back on command, which when you buy one at a store, it'll tell you, it'll say responsive or unresponsive. But once you do get it unresponsive, you're going to want to learn how to bind, and obviously I showed you a pretty slowed down, like simple version of it. Eventually you just want to swing the yo-yo on the string, and then do this. So when you pinch right here, this right here, you pinch that and you kind of lower it, and then you let go, and you'll kind of see it wrap around. For this video, we're just going to keep the tricks really simple, some basic string tricks that when you're first starting out to yo-yo. Honestly, you don't even really need a yo-yo to do these if you really want to, but they're super simple and they're just kind of a fun little party trick, I guess. So yeah, we're going to do the Rock the Baby and the Eiffel Tower. Alright, so out of the two string tricks, the easier one to do is Rock the Baby. And when practicing these string tricks at first, just to give yourself enough time to understand what to do, I recommend not even spinning or throwing your yo-yo, just hold it out, so that way you don't have to worry about it spinning out on you and complexing things. Alright, so for Rock the Baby, it's pretty simple. You're just going to take this hand and kind of make an L shape, and then make a pinch it like this, so you have a little loop with your thumb. Take that top part of the loop, put your pointer finger in there, and stretch it out and make an upside down triangle. And then basically just take the triangle and you end up lowering it to your yo-yo. And then the idea would be, if it's spinning, you just rock the yo-yo through it.
Yep.
So you just... Alright, so next is the Eiffel Tower, and once again, just starting out, just have your yo-yo out. This one is going to be a little more complex with what you actually do with the string, but the idea of it's still saying that you just have to let the yo-yo kind of hang. All right, so you got your string straight. Take your pointer, pull it out, and then you go about, I don't know, halfway, and then from here you just kind of lower this little loop that you made, and then maybe less than half, about a third of the way down. Yeah, something like that. And then you make this little triangle here. Grab the string right here in the center, and you pull it through. And then you have this, and then from here, your thumb right here, you kind of grab that loop that you've been hanging on to with your other hand, and then you have that with your finger, and then your pointer you're going to put forward, and your thumb you're going to keep back, and you're going to twist like this. Kind of it's a little hard to see, but and then from there you're going to want to touch. Normally when you're doing it, it's a little bit easier when you're kind of doing it faster, but you kind of got to mess with the string length and what works for you. And then from here you have the so-called Eiffel Tower look to it.
So this was our very basic video on how to yo-yo. In this video you learned how to put the string on your finger, how to wrap up the yo-yo, and some very basic tricks like how to bind it and little string tricks that you can do. And one day, if you practice enough, you can be as good as me.
Why are we still here? Just to suffer. Every night, I can feel my